Hello, I'm Christine Holmes, and welcome to Spread the Wealth Institute. I'm the managing partner here at Spread the Wealth Institute, and I'm going to share with you today a little video clip. Today, I was asked to share a inspirational message this morning, and immediately after I shared that message, I was asked again to share the message for another meeting this evening that I had. And when I got home, I thought about the people that are out there that could be blessed by the message too. And so I'm taking the time to share it so I can spread the wealth and spread the love. All right, so the message topic is victory in the end zone. Getting to the end zone is the thing. All right, and so first of all, I want to start off by saying that you don't get into the end zone without having a passion and a purpose. You don't just drift into the end zone. You got to have definite purpose and you got to have definite passion to get into the end zone. Because along the way, you're going to have a lot of opposition. You're going to have people that are skilled and professional at opposing you getting into the end zone. But not to worry, because you've got something on the inside which has the capability of getting you into the end zone, even when the opponent that you're facing has more experience, more knowledge of the game, and is considered to be the one who is going to win the game by most people. Now, you alone can come up with your own determination about that, because it's been proven over and over again. All we have to do is think about David and Goliath. And David was the underdog, but David took Goliath's sword and he put in the final blow to Goliath. And when he did, everybody that was on Goliath's side began to scatter. That's typically what happens when the champion or when the opponent is taken out. Now, what happened in the case of the person who gets, let me say it like this, what happens to the person who has a vision to get to the end zone is that they have to see the end zone with the end zone in mind. They have to get out there on that field. And so they can't be afraid of their opponent or they'll never get out there on the field. Isn't that what life is all about? You can't be afraid of criticism. You can't be afraid of the people that are going to oppose you when you get out there on that field. You can't be afraid of the people that are in the stands. By the way, they're not even in the game, they're in the stands. You got to just play the game with your heart, with everything that's in you. You got to have the heart of a champion. You got to have the heart like David had the heart of a champion. He said, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine?" He was saying in his heart of hearts, Goliath is so big that I can't miss him. He said, I can't miss him with this slingshot. I can't miss him. But what was happening in the life of David was that he had already taken down Goliaths. He had already had great conquests on the backside of the desert. He had had great conquests when nobody else was watching. He himself knew the potential that was on the inside of him, because it was he alone with God that was on the backside of the desert when the bear faced him. And also when he took out the lion. He took out a lion and he took out a bear. And so when he saw Goliath, in his heart, he knew that they were just preparation for the Goliath he was looking at. He knew that Goliath was going to go down just like the lion and the bear. And so when you're looking at the end zone with the end zone in mind, you got to focus on the end zone. Now, growing up as a little girl, 4 or 5 years old, I spent a lot of time from those early years out at football games, because I have 4 brothers and 3 of them played football. And they played a lot of football. They were in high school, they were playing football. I had a brother who went on in college who was playing football. And so they played a lot of football. And I just remember being at those stadiums. It was just cold. It was cold, really cold. because we spend a lot of time there as a family. And so I say this, that you can't focus on the players, no matter how big and tough they look, no matter what it is that they bring to the game. You simply have to bring your A game. And so when you get out there on the field, you can't be intimidated by how they look. You just have to keep the focus of the end zone in mind. Keep in mind that there are resistant forces that are going to oppose you getting to the end zone, because they're going to try as much as they can to get to the opposite end zone. But your goal is to get to the end zone, not to be moved by what you see, not to be moved by faces, not to be moved by responses that you get, but to have a goal in mind, and that is to get to the end zone. And so what happens in the process is that you may get knocked down. Many of the players get knocked down, but they get up again, because you've got to learn how to take a hit. There are times when you're on that field and you're going to take a hit. But for those players out there, they simply learn how to take the hit. They learn how to fall. They learn how to fall, and they learn how to get back up. You've got to learn how to take a hit in life, because there are times that things are not always going to go the way that you wanted them to go. And sometimes life is going to throw a strong hit at you, and you're going to have to learn how to get back up. I've taken a few hits along the way. I took a major hit when my husband passed away 2 years ago unexpectedly. It was a hit. It was meant for me to be out. It was meant to knock me out. But I'm here to tell you today that I'm standing strong, and I'm standing in a position of strength. I want to encourage somebody today to get up, get back in the game. I want to say this also, that I'm stronger than I've ever been, spiritually, physically, and in every way. And so get back in the game and have the end in mind. Get to the end zone. All right. So let me say this. Getting to the end zone, you have to focus on the end zone. You have to focus on your goal, whether it's business, family, whatever your goal is. All right. Let me share this with you. There was a coach, Vince Lombardi. There's actually a trophy named after him, for those of you who didn't know that. And he had a team of great players, but they were losing. They were losing. They were losing. And so he had them look at videos of their prior performance that was not so good. The plays that they were making, the bad plays that they were making. And so it didn't help. And someone said, instead of looking at the bad ones, why don't we look at the good ones? And so they did. And something happened. The guys began to go out there and they began to make really good plays. Long story short, they went on to win the Super Bowl. And that was a powerful, wonderful accomplishment, to be able to go on and to win the Super Bowl. And so replays of what is not good in your life will keep you from getting to the end zone. Focusing on the things that you did badly will not help to get you to the end zone. They'll simply work to keep you stranded. But if you want to get to the end zone, you've got to get beyond the pain. You've got to get beyond whatever it was that you felt was a setback, and look at it as a setup instead of a setback, and you'll get to the end zone. Super achievers go beyond. Selective replay. Super achievers go into something called selective pre-play. They have an ability to go into the future. They have an ability to see themselves in the future. See themselves at the finish line. See themselves shooting that basket, the game-winning basket. See themselves at the finish line or the end zone. Begin to see yourself in the end zone of life. Crossing that end zone, scoring. First, you have to see it. You have to see it before other people can see it. And when you see it, you allow others to see it. Success starts with you. You seeing yourself successful, whatever that may be to you. Success is not accidental. Let me conclude with this. Getting to the end zone. What you want to happen in your life will first happen in your mind. It will first happen in your mind. There was a man named Nehemiah, and he had a heart to build the walls of a city, the walls that had been torn down. His people had been devastated, and they had no walls in their city. That meant they were always a prey. As he began to build the walls, and he worked on those walls, and he was able to eventually accomplish that goal of building the walls. But it took him longer to build the lives of the people because they had been so devastated. And so I want to say this in conclusion. You might have gone through some challenging things in life, but make it your goal to get to the end zone. Begin to see yourself in your future. Begin to see the desired result, provided that it's legal, provided that it's consistent with good character, I would say godly character. See yourself in your future. See yourself in the end zone. You know, the race is not given to the swift. The race is not given to the most intelligent. The race is not given to the one who knows how to rub shoulders all the time. The race is given to the one who endures. I often say the poorest man in the world today is not the money issue. It's not the man that doesn't have money or a nickel in his pocket. It's the man that doesn't have a vision or dream in his heart. And so, make it your goal to get to your end zone. So with that, I'll say, make it a great day. God bless you. Again, this is Christine Holmes with the Spread the Wealth Institute.